Hi, everybody. I know it's been a long, long time, but I decided to finally sit back down and finish this scarf. So we're going to do October today. I have written down the temperatures, the colors. The last day I did was October 6th. So we're doing October 7th through the 31st today. I'm going to share some story that I'll figure out and insert later. But these are the four colors. We're going to use the light raspberry this month, the light periwinkle, um, the lavender or pale plum, and then the jade. So these are the four colors we're going to use. I'm going to put this up here at some point in this video. Um, yeah, and then I'll insert a story after this point. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas. I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas, so I'm still in the festive mood, but I hope you enjoy this video. All right, now to the crochet. Since I am still in a Christmas mood, I thought I'd share two Reddit Christmas stories. One is entitled, well, the first one we'll read is entitled, I, 29 male, found out on Christmas Day that my wife, 30 female, slept with someone unprotected and never told me about it. The text message that he sent gave it all away. I desperately need advice. In the past, I was the one that committed infidelity just for some pretext. My wife and I came a long way, even being separated for almost a year. But we came to a point where we wanted to make our relationship work for our almost 2-year-old son. During our separation, she slept with 4 men in the span of 2 weeks, one of those being unprotected. This was tough for me to get over, but because of the love I had for her and me wanting my family, I found a way to look past all of that. During our separation, I was with other people. It was 2 people that she also knows about and she forgave me for. Our separation lasted about a year and ended around August of this year. About 3 weeks ago, my wife calls me and says that she went to get a checkup. It turns out that she has chlamydia. I didn't sleep with anyone unprotected, but she did. This was tough to hear, but I decided to go ahead and take the necessary treatment and still continue to live with her and try to work past this. Well, on Christmas Day, I ended up seeing a text on her phone saying that this person was thinking about her. After questioning her and actually calling this person on FaceTime and seeing their face because they thought it would be her on the phone, it turns out that she slept with one of the people that she had unprotected sex with during our separation again about 2 months ago and never told me. This is also more than likely the person that she got the STD from and gave it to me. I found all of this out on Christmas Day while my son was opening his gifts. I'm stuck because to this point we have gotten through so much together. Now she is saying that because of a big fight that we had during that time, that is why she decided to have sex with this person after they reached out to her. Now, keep in mind that we already told each other that we will block and delete everyone from that time of separation in our past. But somehow they found a way to get connected. She is very apologetic and saying that she wouldn't have done it if we were going through good times and we didn't have that big argument. She also tried to bring up my infidelity in the past as a justification to not take accountability for this incident. The truth is, if she didn't tell me about the STD and if I didn't find out about this text, I would have never known. I am thinking that we have still been married during the entire time. After all the heartbreak we went through, you still decided to have sex with this man, knowing what the consequences would be. There was no care for my health, no care for the health of our son. You just let him have sex with you unprotected. I need some advice. As a person who was once the one who was caught cheating in the past, just talking on dating apps is the time. I'm just reading this what it says. Just talking on dating apps. Is it time to just call this marriage quits and look forward to the healing process? Or does she deserve another chance after giving me an STD after cheating? So that is the story. We're going to read some comments. I have not read any comments before, so the first one says, you are both in your 20s. Your marriage isn't going to make it if you had this much infidelity already. And one argument shouldn't throw a spouse into someone else's bed. It sounds like you both need to move on. right. And yep, so that's the first comment and has a lot of upvotes. The next one, it says, what future are you expecting by keeping this going? You both sound self destructive, but that doesn't mean it has to be together. If marriage meant anything to you both, this entire history will be different. You both don't respect yourselves or each other. The next one says, why are you both even together? So much has been destroyed already that all both of you are trying to force here is a corpse. Call it quits already, and both of you need to have better yourselves for your kid separately. The next one says, she has no reason to trust you. You have no reason to trust her. Some people are just chaotic together. That doesn't mean they can't have peaceful and healthy relationships with someone else. I'll read a couple more. It says, you're young. This sounds like it's too much to overcome. I divorce and start over. In the grand scheme of things, you will look back and thank yourself for moving on. The next one says, dude, just end it. There is nothing to save. The next one, you guys should break up. The house is clearly toxic, and long term, your child will pay the biggest price. And it says, it sounds like the first cheating event broke the relationship. I doubt there is any repairing it. Okay, and let's read. It says, I'm really astonished that a majority of commenters have just seemed to gloss over the fact OP obviously does as well. The chlamydia could have come from his original cheating and didn't even have to come from penetrative sex, whether or not he used a condom, oral sex / kissing. And OP acknowledges that they had a huge fight, but doesn't relate what the argument was about or whether he left the home afterwards. But I do agree that the relationship is toxic and beyond repair, likely was from the day they got back together, because it doesn't sound like they got any help to fix their problematic relationship, i.e. counseling. I'll read like 4 more. So basically, you both run to have sex with other people whenever you separate or fight. You both don't understand the marriage takes sacrifice and selflessness. Get a divorce. Focus on co-parenting, but your relationship is dead. Do not drag its corpse through mud. I'll read the last 2. I'm going to read you guys. This relationship is over. You know that. You came together for your child, but that isn't enough for her or for a true relationship. You are doomed to see her betray you again and again, and it's likely that you'll begin to cheat, isn't it? She betrayed you for an argument, and she just happened to have him ready and waiting. She infected you. You need to stop pretending this is normal or salvageable relationship and find happiness elsewhere. This one says, do your kid a favor and divorce and figure out how to be good co-parents, because y'all suck as a couple and all you are doing is hurting your child and adding to their traumatic childhood. Separate, be alone, clean up your life, and be the kind of parent you need to be. This marriage is total garbage, and the only reason you are together is for the child. So what do you guys think? Majority of the comments, actually, I didn't see any comment out of reading all of those that said that they should stay together. So that is the first story, and that was in r/relationship advice. The second story is also about Christmas. And it is in r/best of Redditor updates. Oh, no. Wrong story. Sorry, guys. Not that one. This one is r/relation, r/ am I the butthole? This is a very quick story. It says, my 2 kids, 6 and 4, woke up at 4:40. Oh, I didn't read the title, guys. I'm rusty at this. You can tell. Am I the butthole for not sending my kids back to bed after they woke up at 5 a.m. on Christmas? So here's the story. My 2 kids, 6 and 4, woke up at 4:45 on Christmas and came to wake my husband and I up. My husband insisted the kids go back to bed for another hour or 2, but I told the kids to ignore him. It's Christmas. My husband was moody most of the morning and was acting like a giant baby. The kids took a nap later in the day, so everything was fine. He seemed to cheer up later in the day, but it seems like that was just for appearances now. He said I ruined his Christmas. Am I the butthole? That was a quick story. So we're going to read some comments. Ooh, okay. So this one says, this comment has the most, I guess, actually, not a lot of these have like upvotes. So this is just comments, guys. The first comment, my parents gave us pre-stockings on Christmas morning that were left on our beds after we fell asleep for us to wake up to if we got up before our parents. It was a super cheap stocking from like the Dollar Tree and had two or three $1 store activity games in them. Think coloring, a mini ornament making kit, a brain teaser puzzle, etc. We were to stay upstairs with while our mom made sure Santa got everything just right, made sure all the gifts were out, made coffee, relaxed for a bit. And it gave our dad extra time to sleep because, unlike our mom, he's not an early riser. This, of course, was our pre cell phones and iPads. But even without the stockings, we still knew it was too early to start Christmas. Maybe make your kids more aware of how important sleep is. Edit. I guess you're the a-hole because I feel like kids should learn a little patience, and it's not fair for your husband to miss out on something. I assume he helped contribute just because he didn't want to wake up at an unreasonable hour. The next thing says, give the kids an analog clock. When the big hand points at 12 and the little hand points at 7, you come to get us. Sometimes it's hard for kids to tell the difference between the big hand and the little hand. A little paint or bright nail polish on the little hand and on the 7 helps them figure it out. It becomes the Christmas clock. Pack it away in January with the Christmas decorations and pull it out again next year when it's time to decorate. Keep the clock out the kids' hand until Christmas Eve. They're fragile. This one says, we used to make phenomenally good Christmas stockings to keep them amused, and also agreed with the kids that they wouldn't wake up until 6 a.m. They could play with the stuff in their stockings and together in one room until 6 a.m. Then we'd all go down together. It might help for next year. This one says, you're the butthole. I understand your question asking if you're the butthole is about not sending your children back to bed. However, the issue is deeper than that. You were very disrespectful of your spouse by telling your children to just ignore him. How would you feel if your husband started to say that to your children when you said no to them about something? What's stopping him from doing just that? You clearly don't respect and value him as a partner and co-parent to your children. Why would he respect and value you as such? OP, if you haven't already, you need to apologize to your husband and work with him to figure out how you will go about it next time you and he disagree on something regarding your children. The children need to see their parents as a united front. It's fine if you and your husband need to step away for a few minutes to discuss and come to some agreement amongst yourselves, away from your children, to be that united front. You also need to apologize to your children. What your children see regarding their parents' relationship, how you and your husband treat each other, teaches them how to treat their future significant other, as well as teaches them what's okay regarding how their future significant other treats them. In other words, would you be okay with either of your children treating their future significant other as you treated their father? Would you be okay with either of your children's future significant others treating your child as you treated their father? This one says, you're the butthole for the way this is handled and for the time. Unless there is something about those kids that they cannot be left alone in their room unsupervised until a later time, send them back. Building up a little more expectation energy for the kids wouldn't harm them, probably make their experience that much more endurable. They had to wait all month for this morning. A few more hours won't hurt. And you guys need to work this stuff out as a couple. Being the parent seen as the final decision maker is not good for being a unified team as seen by your kids. This sets up a pattern where the kids learn that they can always ask mom for a different ruling in the future. And why don't you have instructions to your kids not to get up until blank blank in advance? I'll read like 5 more. This one says, you're the a-hole for telling your kids that they don't have to listen to their father. And 4:45 a.m. is way too early. You and your husband need to discuss this and decide what to do next year. What if the kids get up at 2:30 next time? Where do you draw the line? And why is your line prioritized over his? The best way to move forward would be to make sure you and your spouse are on the same page so no one is telling the kids to ignore the other parent. In the kids' eyes, you guys should be agreeing, even if there's disagreement and compromise behind the scenes. This next one, from one mother to another, you're the butthole. That's way too early. It's your husband's Christmas too. And I don't blame him for being moody when you said it's fine for him to be tired all day and directly contradicted what he just said in front of the children. This year, my kids have been ill, so they got up at 9. But in the past, before 7 a.m., I simply told them that it's still nighttime and to go back to sleep or Santa won't come. It's usually dark enough here to be believable. This one says, soft, you're the butthole because you disrespected your husband's wishes in front of the kids. When my brother and I were old enough, it was communicated with us that we weren't to be up and at 'em until 7 a.m. on Christmas because mom and dad enjoyed getting the morning ready. Put on Christmas music, get hot cocoa ready for us, make sure the living room was pretty and lights were on. However, they were very aware that my brother and I usually woke up around 5 a.m. and would sneak into the living room for 10 minutes to look in our stockings and peek at our gifts. We then go back to our room and either fall back to sleep or talk or play until 7 when we heard the Christmas music come on. My dad has stomach issues and mornings are always tough for him. This system ensured he had time to wake up and feel better and that my mom has a moment of downtime before Christmas started. Can't blame your husband for being moody after you told your kids to just ignore him. This will be the gift that keeps on giving for his future's parenting. Or do your kids already know that they can ignore what your husband tells them? And this is the last one. You're the butthole. You basically told your kids that their dad's opinion doesn't matter. That his needs take a backseat to their enjoyment. 4:45 a.m. is way too early. My parents were very open about the fact we were not to leave our rooms until 7 a.m. on Christmas morning. If we did, then presents and activities didn't start until noon. It let my parents sleep, and we kept ourselves occupied until time to go out. Of course, your kids took a nap. They didn't sleep properly. And of course, your husband was grumpy and you ruined his Christmas. Plus, you, again, essentially told your kids that dad's needs are less important than them having fun. You need to fix this and show a unified front. You also need to figure out a way to make this up to your husband because he is going to remember this all year. So I'll just add in my little story. My parents are together, have been together since I was born. So Christmas at my house was always a magical thing as a child. And of course, your kids wake up super duper early. So me and my sister woke up early. And when we woke up early, we would go to our parents and they would either tell us, okay, go downstairs to the living room, or they would tell us to go back into our rooms and they would come and get us. And that was it. You were a little more anxious for your gifts, and that was it. But if you built that routine in your kids, then they know they're already set, and you won't have any problems. And that way, you and your husband both could have got some rest. So the whole family could not be moody and enjoy Christmas together. The kids would have got to open their gifts at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever time you decided. Give your husband enough time to rest. But 4:45, in my opinion, is way too early. But what do you guys think? So those are the 2 Christmas stories. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to add in some Christmas music until the end of this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.